Let's do some takeaways.
Takeaways.
All right, I had to add this one to my list. It's not on my dozen or so I shot you guys last night, but I got to start here because I think this has been the definitive stat of any for these Seahawks. They are now second in the NFL in sacks. 32 sacks.
That's a lot. That's like a year's worth of sacks.
That's a year's worth for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think, we talked about a week ago, we played that Me-Bane sound about takeaways, and they got that, and that was awesome to see, and 2 of them were actually sack fumble touchdowns. So once again, Bam Bam fairly prescient with the need for some of that. And that year they had 39 takeaways, which is just absurd. I also think that year, Salk, they were right around 50 sacks in 16 games.
If I remember right, wasn't there an old Dave Wyman take/promo when the Seahawks were having pass rushing issues that he said, look, if they can combine to get to 35 sacks this year, they'll be in good shape. I want to say that was the number, and I remember the promo. I don't remember the year.
Yeah,
you said they're at what now, 32?
They're 32. They're second
That's
in the league.
insane.
They're tied with Pittsburgh. Here's the thing. Denver is on 46. They may shatter the single season all-time record. But here's what's really cool about those 32 when you take it a step further. Those 32 sacks have come from 15 different Seahawks. So a half sack or more from 15 different guys. Yes, Nwosu's got 5.5, and Leonard Williams got 5, and Murphy's got 5, and D-Law's got 4. But then you get like Drake Thomas with 3, and then a whole bunch of contributions. Knight with 2 yesterday, just contributions from everywhere. Secondary guys, safety Julian Love and Okada got a sack and a half. Like, that's how you get to these dominant numbers, is it's not just one guy. You're tied with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got 12 to get to their number of 32. You've got 15 different guys contributing. You keep doing that, you're going to see 50, 55 sacks this season, and you're not going to be a team that any quarterback wants to face.
Takeaways.
I won't have a lot of these. I'm just going to give you guys one. I just wasn't able to take my normal notes and all that with travel yesterday. But can we talk a little bit about Nick Emmanwori? This seems like a good place to do it. His stat line from yesterday, Brock, I don't know that I've ever seen that. 9 tackles, 5 solo, half a sack, 1 quarterback hit, and 4 passes defensed. I mean, I guess maybe you could have seen something like that from Jamal Adams, but there's no way he would have defensed 4 passes in one game. He maybe gave up 4, touchdowns in a game at the safety spot. But are you kidding me? That is freak show level of talent. And you were saying earlier.
Do you trust Hawk Blogger more than Scorigami?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because he was one
I
of
trust
his.
it with my life.
He was one of his takeaways and notes after the game. No rookie had ever done it in the history of the NFL, according
Done
to
what?
that stat line. 9 tackles, 4 pass defense, a half a sack, and QB. Never been done before.
I'd be surprised if anyone had ever. I mean, those are just
Fourth
really
time.
crazy numbers.
Fourth time, actually.
That's
Joe
even
Schobert.
that is amazing.
Yep, the old linebacker, Joe Schobert, old Badger. Old
Okay.
Seahawk friend, Julian Peterson, and one other fella that I did not know.
That's really. I mean, that's amazing.
He became
And
the 4th all-time.
It does speak to just that versatility. I was thinking about that this morning, Brock, when you were talking about how the Seahawks can dictate defensively to other teams what they want to do.
Yes.
Don't you need some level of versatility? Like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we have our big guys out there, but it turns out that one of our big guys can defend 4 passes in a game because he's actually a hybrid, crazy safety cornerback deal that nobody can deal with. Here is Mike McDonald, cut 13, talking about his young, I don't know, defensive back maybe is the best word for him.
Yeah, we're asking him to play 2 positions right now, and that's what we've referenced over the course of time now is you can start to add responsibility for him. There was a situation today where we probably would have put him in at safety, and so he's learning that as well. So he's doing a great job. I feel like he's executing at a high level. You feel like he's being decisive. He knows exactly, he's playing with anticipation, which is a positive, and then he's letting his, physical capabilities shine when he just goes out there and lets it rip. So we'll continue to build with him, and I'm sure his approach is just, it's been great for a rookie. He's having success. Keep coming back, keep rocking, keep attacking the preparation. We got a great challenge ahead of us this week. So. A team that he hasn't seen yet, so we need to prepare again at the same level.
That's a very astute point you made earlier, Salk, about that dictating. You have to have someone like him because he can play against 11 personnel and 12 personnel. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you want to dictate? You want us to put littles on the field? Well, we don't have to do that. Oh, you want us to put bigs on the field? We don't have to do that. We'll just have this creature out there that's 6'3", 220, runs 4'3", and jumps 45 inches. And I think the most declarative play with his skill set and physical traits was that sack. To come off of the edge and then the QB step up. So you know how hard it is for these guys coming full speed? And you see, like you've seen Spoon, you see a lot of little guys do that, right? You bring that 4 to a side, you bring that pressure from the field, and they come in just guns a-blazing, and then they're just like out of control, and they run by the quarterback or whatever. His ability, almost like a DN, when you watch Michael Bennett and those guys run the loop. They run that loop, right, with their body. They run that big hula hoop. And for him to do that and contort and bend and then just come back and make that it's just you're not supposed to be able to do that. Right. You're just not. And he is and he does, and he's done things never done before by a rookie.
Takeaways.
The Seahawks are 7th in red zone conversion percentage. This is only counting touchdowns. Right now
in
the
Ken
NFL.
Walker voice you use right there? Is that little Ken Walker?
Look at the Seahawks red zone percentage. They're converting 68% of the time. Last year at this time, they were 23rd at 52%. And in 2023 at this time, they were 21st, converting at 48%. So it's just such a change from last year when they had no answers down there. You definitely couldn't run the ball. Geno was turning it over. That has to give you a lot of confidence. Not only can Darnold just bomb it down the field, but when you get to the red zone, you know that you can make something happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. And those numbers are real, right? It's backed up by what your eyes have seen, and you want to throw it to your tight ends, you're capable of doing that. You want to do a tush push, you're capable of doing that in short yardage. You want to run it in some different ways, you can do that. You want to isolate JSN, you can do that. Like Sam could throw it on the move to his right and to his left equally. You could do that. Like, you know, in order to score at that rate, percentage-wise, in the NFL touchdowns, you've got to have a big tool bag. And they've got a lot of tools in that bag, and it's paying big dividends.
I mean, last year, didn't it feel like you almost wanted them to throw a deep ball and score that way? Because once they got down there, you were stuck.
Yeah, because you were a shotgun team. You were a finesse team. You couldn't get under center and move people. You had no identifiable run game last year. And, yeah, you had DK, and he was a nice weapon. But, yeah, you had none of the variety of tools you have this season.
Takeaways.
All right, this takeaway is for the football junkies out there. I mean, the die-hard, get into the coaching tape, get into the film, Salk, and just dive into the details. All of those that you love so much, all of those film warriors. Go watch Drake Thomas's stop on 3rd down in the short yardage. And it was one of those situations. Molly asked me, we had a good time together and some quality time, and she's like, "Are you missing calling games?" And I'm like, kind of out of sight, out of mind this year, as busy as high school football has been. Now, when I watch games, do I miss it? Yes. Do I watch other announcers and kind of holler at them? Yes. Like, give me more. Give me a little more than that. And if you go back to that play, in that play particularly, and want to know how in the world Drake Thomas is doing what he's doing at his size and why other people and position coaches in the NFL are noticing, watch him on that play. I paused it. He has his eyes, right? You could just see it. He is taking the information in the formation and crushing it. It was a pull play. It was both the guard and the second tight end pulled around. So they're trying to run a concept of counter/power, just a gap scheme and pulling people. And you could see Drake Thomas. Just watch it. Just watch him pre-snap. He's looking at the formation. He's looking at the alignments. He's looking at the guards. He's looking at all of it. Like, his head is not even, remember I say cleats forward, face mask forward? No. Like, on the snap of the ball, his head just turns to square because he knows what's coming. And because he knows what's coming, guess what? He ran a better track than both those guys, blows that play up behind the line of scrimmage for yet again another tackle for loss. And it's 1,000% the Richard Shermanism. The information is in the formation. And if you've done your homework and your due diligence and your habits and your study, you can make plays like that no matter what your size is. And it was awesome. Textbook teaching tape 101 on preparation.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty concerned without Ernest Jones that defense might struggle from the linebacker position. It did not. It looked just fine. Now, hopefully,
No, there
they'll
were
get
some
him.
voids. There were some plays in the second half that
I didn't watch the
they
second half. Didn't happen.
Yep, that they kind of gave up some
know what you're talking
chunk
about.
completions, and there was some stuff. But by and
But they
large,
look pretty darn good, and I would
Yep.
assume that he should be back next week
Yep.
for the Rams game. I think that's certainly the hope, right?
Yep.
Is that you get Ernest Jones
Yeah.
back against his former team for a huge game next week.
Takeaways.
Go ahead, Maura.
All right, I know we talk about him so much it almost feels sometimes like there's not new ways to say it, but Jackson Smith and Jigba is 89 yards away from his total yardage for all of last year, which was 1,130, and he only has 63 catches right now to the 100 that it took him to hit that mark last year. And we're only in week 10. He is
insane.
just on pace for a historical season.
That first play, too, the first touchdown, I guess that wasn't his first play. He had a conversion earlier. When I say quarterback friendly, like you want to be as a receiver, you want to be your quarterback's best friend. Cooper Kupp does it mentally, right? Being available in the right spot at the right time. And he also has tremendous hands and catch radius and all of it. But Jackson Smith, there is not one aspect of his game that is not quarterback friendly. And do you know how hard that is to do, Saul, in that position? It is. Like you've got to be cerebral enough, again, to process at a pace that the quarterback processes. And he's cerebral enough to do it. You've got to have the speed and the quickness, to beat the most elite defenders on the planet and some of the greatest athletes on the field in corners and nickels and all of that. You've got to have a different, kind of speed equation, athleticism. And then when the ball is in the air, you got to track it like an elite outfielder who's able to take the right angle all the time, every time. He is the Gold Glove center fielder for the Red Sox. He is that kind of tracking ability.
Do you think? I should ask G about it because maybe he would know how much baseball he played growing up. We know his brother was a major leaguer.
Yep.
He's kind of a fringe major leaguer. I got to imagine Jackson must have played some, if not a lot, of baseball growing up as well.
Yep.
I do wonder if there's some of that crossover there.
So again, to watch just that play, to watch that touchdown for you football junkies out there, go watch it and watch how. And it's hard to define, and you can't really teach it to guys. Right? You can rep it over and over and over again. Like, hey, man, we're going to do contested catches now, and we're going to get to practice, and we're going to do one-on-one period, whether it's high red zone, or shots, and you can try to, like, rep. That there's just some guys, same thing when it comes to tracking balls in the outfield, that just do it differently, innately. And his ability on that deep ball to slow down at just the right moment and make it a perfect pass and shield that defender with his booty and his legs and actually knock that guy down in that little moment of truth, you just can't teach that stuff.
Yeah,
There's no
people.
drill work you do to be like, oh yeah, let's slow down here, let's speed up here, let's stick your butt out here, let's reach your hands out there. Like you just kind of.
It's innate. It's
have
innate.
that
Yeah,
innate
no, there
gift.
are people that other folks just bounce off of. Generally, they're big people. I think that's what makes it so
But
crazy.
his legs and horsepower, Salt, like he's like a running back. His lower half, and Pete Carroll said that when they draft, he's like a running back with his legs and his power, like Golden Tate used to be. Golden Tate was similar. Like, how in the world does he get guys to bounce off him? He's not that big. Yeah, he is. His booty and his legs, he's a powerful guy now. And those guys can't run through him, and they bounce off of him. Just awesome.
Takeaways.
I mentioned that first quarter drive production. That is now 4 touchdown drives in 9 games. And it reminds me of a story that in my year of doing the NFL back in 2020, I think I had 3 or 4 Rams games that year, which was phenomenal. It was awesome in the height of their good run and great team. And I remember chatting with Sean McVay, and I think Clint Kubiak is obviously from this school with Shanahan and the Kubiak tree and the Shanahan tree. And he really felt it was his job all week and still feels this way. And so it's going to be an awesome chess match on Sunday. He really feels like job number 1 for the play caller is when you spend all week studying, planning, preparing, and you want to start fast. You put your script of plays together purposefully of what you do well and how you take apart a team. He really felt it was his responsibility on that opening drive to give his quarterback gimme after gimme after gimme. You should not have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as the game evolves and they make adjustments to our plan, then you do. Think of those opening touchdown drives and how many times, including yesterday, Sam is able to go to what? His first option. His first option. You don't see him doing the whole Chris Collinsworth, hey, look at his eyes and his feet tied together, and we'll look at him go through his reads. Like, nope, there's JSN. Boom. Oh, boom, there's Cooper. Boom. Oh, there's the deep ball, one-on-one. Boom, 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 boom. That kind of efficiency is why you've had so much success, in my opinion, on these first possession drives, now scoring on 45%. And again, it was 2 years. It was almost 2 years where you didn't score an opening drive touchdown.
It
for
does
the
seem to
Seahawks.
be amazing how many of those are little play action boots and
Can be.
those types of things, right?
Can be.
Where just not all of them, but it does feel like, especially early in the game, they just have such a sense for, the other team is waiting for them to run it, and they're just going to run those play
Or
action
you throw just an
passes.
absolute dime on
Yeah.
your first step or your second step, the little slant routes, the two completions.
Do you like the little run to
Shaheed, I loved it. The toss
Yeah.
play, I love the end around. I love getting his feet wet, you know, in the return game as well. He's one of my takeaways later. But, yeah, I loved all of it. And most of all is just the absolute precision and timing on that opening drive to set the tone of that defense like, this is no fun. This is no bueno. These guys are really good. As they march the ball right down your throat for yet again another touchdown on 4 of 9 drives.
Takeaways.
We talked this offseason, I think it was one of our buy or sells, about whether Julian Love might lead the team in tackles again. And I remember Salk saying, I hope not, because I don't think that's the best for them. And last year, Julian Love and Devin Witherspoon finished as your tackle leaders. Right now, you've got Ernest Jones, Tyrice Knight, and Drake Thomas in those spots. And I think that it just shows how this defense is a lot more complete this year. I think the defensive line is opening things up for the linebackers to do more, and then the secondary can do the job they're actually supposed to do.
Yep.
It looks a lot more like it's supposed to.
Yeah, kind of like that sack number. You're getting contributions from everybody. Your tackle number, you're getting contributions from everybody, right? Pass defense yesterday. It's not just one guy doing that. And, man, when the whole party gets to eat, fun stuff.
I think you're kind of missing the point there, Brock. It sounds like I said something pretty smart a few months ago.
Did you?
It sounds like I did. I don't remember saying it, but if Maura says I did, I believe her. That was a good point I made.
Oh, you want to be on the celebration train? Toot, toot.
No, that was a good point. And thank you to Maura for...
I'm right. I'm on the right train. I'm right train. Toot, toot.
I think I'm right because I agree with me.
Toot,
I don't remember saying that, but I appreciate it.
Of course you don't.
I don't. But I love it. And it does sound like something I say and something I would believe. I don't want my safeties to lead the team in tackles if he can help it. I want my linebackers to do it. It means the Seahawks are giving up fewer yards on those runs. So good on them. I love it.
Takeaways.
Quick aside. Last year at an Oklahoma State game early in the year versus Utah, and their D coordinator was some small college guy that Gundy tried to find, and because got to do that at Oklahoma State. And literally, this guy, their leading tackler was their safety by like 25. And I sat in the meeting. I'm like, is that a good, like, ideally, is that a good thing? He's like,
No.
Oh yeah, we built our whole scheme for him to tackle. I was like, what?
What, 8 yards down the field? Shut
Correct.
up. That's dumb.
You do what?
No,
He was
ridiculous. Yeah, just trying to figure it out and make sure my safety make all those tackles right before they get a first down on first down.
Can you, Maura, would you mind playing that highlight again where Wyman kind of celebrates
Yeah.
his God and Savior?
I love it.
Yes.
Brissett gets hit again. Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? It goes to D-Law again. Another touchdown. Seahawks. Holy catfish. Lightning strikes twice for the Seahawks defense.
Oh, we will play that for Mike McDonald. We will do that. I promise you at
sounds about
9:30.
right. Yeah.
To drop an OMG and then a no way multiple times, Dave Wyman knows how hard and impossible it is to do that. You can sack a quarterback. That's awesome, right? They've done that a bunch, 32 times this year. But the sack fumble, Salk, and in that exact moment of truth, for Tyrice Knight to go right to the arm. Tyrice Knight didn't close his eyes, and that happens. Tyrice Knight didn't lunge and duck and throw his body at him. That happens. Tyrice Knight slowed the game down, and you only do that if you're really fast like he is. Slowed the game down in that moment of truth enough to go where? Right for the arm and the elbow before that ball could start going forward. He wasn't just there to get a sack. I'm there to get a sack fumble, like Ed Orgeron would say. Sack fumble, Brock. And to do it in that moment, to do that in that moment once, incredible.
Correct.
To come around a second time and run the same stunt and run on the same loop with the same blitz and hit. Now that one was a beat later, right? As Trent Green and the crew discussed it, and it was a half a second later and even closer to being a pass, but it still wasn't, and the arm wasn't going forward.
I didn't think either of them were that close. Like, he got the ball. As
First
the
one
hand
was not close. The second one was close. But that's why the OMG came, because Wyman's like, I mean, if you can do that once in your career as a linebacker, once in your career, time that up so perfectly to hit the arm before it's going forward and get a sack fumble touchdown, awesome. To do it twice in your career, great. To do it in the midst of 30 minutes of the first half, OMG is right, Mr. Wyman.
All right, those are takeaways from a huge win. Brock, we have like 30 seconds. Can you just tell me about Shaheed? What did you see yesterday from him?
Smooth, man, just smooth. Right? There is fast, and you see it with some guys because their turnover is so fast. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh my gosh, that guy can move. And he has like a Percy Harvin smooth explosion where you're like, that guy is flying, and he doesn't even look like he's trying. And that's a fun little trait to have to add further and further into this mix.